Hey nerds, thanks for joining us. Today we are talking about House of the Dragon and Game of Thrones in general. Um, yeah, stick around. We're going to be discussing teasers, speculation about what's to come, and maybe a little news here and there. But don't miss out. This is the FOMO Show. Hey guys, I am Dylan.
I'm Andrew.
I am Quinn. Today.
Not your daddy. So yeah, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, hit the little bell icon so that you know when we drop a new episode or a new video. And once again, thank you for your support. And I guess an early happy 4th of July, happy Independence Day. You know, these days you have to pick and choose which parts you celebrate, but
I just realized
certain things that you.
I just realized I forgot to wear my Uncle Sam shirt that I got for which because it's supposed to be for anyway. But
Maybe
I'll have to wear it
next
at some point this weekend.
Yeah.
But I got a Sam Wilson Captain America shirt. And
Heck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Heck
really
yeah,
cool.
bro.
gotta represent.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry about last week. Migraines suck. When they go on for days on end, and you don't sleep. It's like I'm still kind of like out of it. So I might just sit here and look goofy the whole time. So just heads up. I mean, outside of how I normally look, but you know.
It's gotta navigate your thoughts through those pain diodes. You know,
Yeah.
it's just that's what it feels like sometimes. It's just definitely a slog.
Yeah. At this point, it's just kind of like numbness. Just kind of like
you're in the numb stage.
Yeah, I feel weird, kind of like disconnected.
Can make for some good conversation.
Cha.
Yeah, so all right, is there anything else? Oh, Quinn.
Huh?
That would be, I'm gonna pass it over to you, my friend.
Okay. I want you to listen to me very closely. You see, this is the only chance you have to leave. This is your spoiler alert. In this episode of the FOMO Show, we're going to be talking about House of the Dragons and Game of Thrones. So if you haven't seen any of that, you need to go watch it, come back, and then listen to us speak to you elegantly. You have been warned.
That's what we do. We drink and we spoil things.
We drink and we spoil things.
We need to make a shirt. We drink and we spoil things. Where's our?
We could be drinking more, I guess.
I drink this. More. Me and Quinn did a drinking episode once.
We did.
Oh, well, we got to bring that back for sure.
Yeah.
Sippy.
He did. I think was it the end of Walking Dead?
It was the end of Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The official show, which rumors they might be bringing it back or rebooting. So I don't know, but apparently Norman Reedus has done his last Daryl and has moved on.
That's fair. That's real fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dude was engaged. Like he was like, I don't want to do anything else while I'm doing this because I want to be focused. I was like, I respect that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So anyway, I might just venture off into other categories and things. So just try to keep me.
A lot of stuff going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll yell lasso.
So yeah, hot takes.
Hot takes. Who wants to go first? Anybody got any?
I mean, I've got the one for, you guys know that I've kind of, as this last week in preparation for this show, partially, but also just for the sake of, because my wife's like, why aren't you watching this? So I finally sat down and I keep wanting to say How to Train Your Dragon. It's like, that's not what it is.
You want to save yours for last?
The House to Be Dragon. Well, I guess so. It's to feed into that.
Is it part of what we're talking about today?
It's dragons related. I mean, it's the Dragon Show related, but it was just kind of like my
Dragon Show in general.
My take as a person who's jumped into it just recently. But
I feel like that's part of the show.
If that's part of the show, then we can save me for last. Then.
All right.
Okay, cool. Yeah, well, you can lead in.
Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors, Dylan. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
There it is.
What the fuck is that?
You do the Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, I haven't really watched that show.
Sheldon's got some crazy five-way thing. It's insane.
Yeah,
I'll go
some people love it. Some people say it's a terrible show. Don't watch it.
I'll go first. first, I guess.
I win just because Spock.
There you go.
All right, so my hot take for this week, because I just have a list of them and I just gotta pick one, is that I have to say this, I guess, in a correct way, but I'm gonna say the way that I'm thinking about it right now, and then we'll land the plane. Today, in the year of 2026, the thing that we would like to call the AAA game, I think no longer actually exists. And video games as a whole, for a good minute there, and I kind of still now, have become either A, less enjoyable, or B, it is just a money grab or a mobile game that you can play on a console. One of the most gratuitous, examples of this is, I don't know if y'all ever played the newer Star Wars Battlefront games. When Star Wars Battlefront 2 came out, it had so many microtransactions. Oops, my bad. Inside of it,
Didn't like that.
inside of it, for literally no reason, for the simple fact of like money, cosmetic stuff, other guns that you had to unlock that you could unlock through progression, but the progression was 10,000 times harder.
And the loot boxes, right?
And in the loot boxes, and it was like this game is
It's like an app game.
Yeah, that's what for a minute there it became. And even some games, they put the end of their story, or that the thing that would lead into their next project or game, behind paywalls with like that is DLC. Now DLC is great if it's just like an extra costume, or it's like a little side mission that doesn't like you don't need to buy to finish the story.
Right, yeah. Little lanyard.
Yeah. So, and then now it's in the past, because I haven't done it in a minute, I have gotten burned from like spending the full price on a game at launch. And like that game was either riddled with bugs, or the game itself just like was not what anybody showed at any showcase, because they completely changed it without saying anything out loud.
What was the Keanu Reeves
Cyberpunk 2027,
Yeah,
2077.
that was a
Yeah,
bad one.
When it first came out, it was real rough. And yeah, and so that did give a chance for a lot of indie companies to like come up and make games that resembled games from like the past that are just really fun. And so yeah, that's why in this current moment, the AAA game is dead.
We froze again, but I'm gonna fix it while we're talking.
Well, yeah. I mean, I would say I'm gonna at least throw up, because I pretty much completely agree with you. But at the same time, it's I guess the part of me is just still holding out hope that like we can somehow fix the mess that is just constantly happening week after week. And so for the most part, I agree with you. But like this, the little part of me that wants something better to happen, I guess, is still holding on. But
yeah,
I'm pretty much there.
Well, dead.
Now there are those instances that are at this point an anomaly. One of which that is recent in gaming existence, because it also came out the same year as Spider-Man 2, is Baldur's Gate 3. Baldur's Gate 3 was a complete game. Baldur's Gate creators said, we are not making DLC. The whole game is right here. And it has the replay value of mere thousands of hours. And then so it
for a long time.
You're fine.
That's why I haven't even touched it yet, because I'm just like, it just seems like such a daunting.
Yeah.
Like it's just, I feel like once I start, I'm gonna be in it for like 3 months, and before I can like talk to anybody.
But like the days,
I played Witcher 3 for a couple years.
I still have not really dove into that one even.
And Witcher 3 is also one of those games in today's day and age I would consider an anomaly. When I say AAA, like think of the days that we had, like October hit, Halo 2 was coming out, you had Gears of War right behind it, you had God of War 2 or 3 coming out. Like those are all AAA games that everyone looked forward to, that delivered on what they were putting out. Nowadays, it is maybe it'll deliver.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go Well, so what is your hot take that AAA is dead or AAA is on its way out?
Oh,
Because I don't agree that it's completely dead, like you just said.
I think
So maybe I guess
it is
complex.
dead. There are games that live up to the old standard of what we would think a AAA game would be,
Mhm.
but there is no consistency in that realm anymore.
Mhm. Like I just finished Guardians of the Galaxy last night, actually.
The Square Enix one from
Yeah.
a few years ago.
And it was fun. I mean, I don't feel like I had to buy anything extra, although there were like several false endings there. But
Yes.
that was still fun.
Yeah, and I was complaining off mic before we started that just yesterday I was like, oh man, because I saw that Street Fighter trailer for the movie, the new one, where they play "What's Going On," that one, and I was getting so hyped for that movie, so I was like, I gotta play some more Street Fighter. So I hadn't played it in a bit, and it's been I probably haven't played since like last year, so I was trying to boot it up. Not only did I haven't been on my PlayStation in a bit, so the PlayStation had to update. And then Street Fighter had to update, and I realized it's like, okay, well, if you want the new stuff, you gotta wait. But like at the same time, I spent like probably about an hour and a half just watching bars going because I have it downstairs. I don't have it like hardwired into the internet because that's upstairs. So, but like you run into that problem too because then then I had to go get dinner, and then after that we were watching House of the Dragon episodes, and it just got away from me. So maybe I'll play some tonight, but.
It's a whole day later, Andrew.
A whole day later, though. Right. 1 day later. That's the SpongeBob, screen will pop up. And that's what it felt like. I was just like, ugh, well, it's just part of it. And it just, it's led into this whole deal with the no discs.
Yeah.
I don't know if we wanted to talk about that much at all, or if that's a different subject.
Probably, well, a different. Actually, it leads into my hot take.
Uh-oh.
So, yeah.
Do we wrap up on Quinn's though? Is that kind of are we?
Yeah, I don't got anything.
I mean, there's a lot of video game news this week, and it all definitely kind of goes together.
My hot take is that the subscription model has killed ownership. And when I was in college, and because I have a graphic design degree, and you probably remember this too, when Adobe went to the subscription model, you couldn't just buy it.
Mm-hmm.
It was like you and I think that kind of gave permission for everybody to be, well, we're just going to take physical media away now, and nobody's going to own anything, and you're going to just have permission to,
to use it.
Yeah, exactly. And like I want to say during that time, and I don't quote me because I don't know if it's 100% true, but I heard John Deere tractors, when you sign the ownership papers, that you don't own it. You're basically leasing it, and you have to you can't fix it yourself. You can't do anything to it yourself.
Huh.
And you have to go to the dealership to get anything done on it because it's theirs. They own it.
Like farmers aren't having a rough enough time as it is. But.
Yeah, and this was years ago that I heard this, but I don't know if it's 100% true. But years later now, it seems like that's where everything is going because like it's so disappointing when you walk into a store and at Target and now Walmart it's physical media. It's like they may have an end cap with some movies that nobody gives a shit about.
The ones that just came out that week, and then you're not going to see them next week.
I know. And then, get on my
soapbox.
My soapbox. Thank you. I told you. I warned you. Get on my soapbox about steelbooks. I fucking hate steelbooks.
Nope, there's the end.
Like there's no. Why are we invested in steelbooks? Who is buying steelbooks? That's the only way you can buy a 4K movie.
Yeah.
What the hell?
It has to be on. Yeah.
Why?
With that minimalist, sort of art of the week. But
I know, I get it. Like a sleeve, you can toss that off if you don't like it. That's fine. Or if you think it's cool, leave it on. I've got several that I left on. But a steel book is just it's shitty. It's just a piece of tin. Like I would rather have some little knick-knack that's like a keychain but maybe that's just me, but because it's not affecting my collection, you know what I mean? It's an add-on, and I appreciate that, even if it's some dinky, stupid little keychain that has a face of a B character or whatever, you know what I mean? But the Steelbook, like it, my autism likes the way it fits and the way it looks on the shelf, and you're screwing with it, and I don't like it.
I mean, I'm completely agreeing with everything you're saying.
Yeah, subscription model has
Bringing it down to the the absolutely awful thing that happened this last week, where I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, I got one thing to add to your thing.
Oh yeah.
That extent, I think I've told y'all this before. I don't think I've told y'all on camera. That extends like past even just like all the things that we normally subscribe to. The reason your game took so long is because your game is already there for you to play it. The disc is just saying, okay, this person has permission to play it.
Yeah.
And
it's your ticket.
It's your ticket. And even if you buy a game, there's a clause that's in the little weird agreement stuff.
That
Whenever nobody reads, there's so all the digital games that you buy, you don't actually even own the digital game, because at any point in time they can say, actually, you can't play this anymore, and then you just lost out on $80 that you paid for to be able to play this
Deadpool game from like the early 2010s.
Yes.
Yeah, and the movies that PlayStation has lost the licensing to. So if you bought a movie, you don't have it anymore. It's not yours. It's gone.
I feel really bad, and I never want to come down on these people who, because there was a time where like my PlayStation was like my media machine, and that's how it is for a lot of people.
That's what they were created to be.
You know, and we got all these PC Master Race guys being like, well, why don't you just have a PC? Because some of us like to have a living room, and some of us like to have like a consumer device that, you know, plays my discs and also plays video games, so I can play on the couch with my wife instead of up in my little office, you know, in my little, you know, what I don't know what you call it, little layers that these guys who like to be on their computers all day long. Okay, some of us are more social, and we like our social machines, and that's part of it. And it's unfortunate that PlayStation did this, because it stinks. There probably was a time when I would have bought more movies on my PlayStation, but thank goodness I never did, because they just took them away.
Yeah. Xbox too.
Xbox
The only one that actually hasn't, and then also like Amazon had their own like gaming system that popped up too and everything. That's just a controller. The only one that didn't is Nintendo. And Nintendo is like, the cartridge it's the game, it's the full thing, and they do things that shouldn't be possible on that machine. The Breath of the Wilds and Tears of the Kingdom, was that?
I've got my Switch 2. I still need to try those out.
They are just like, I'm like, this shouldn't exist. It shouldn't run this smooth. I shouldn't be having this much fun. What is this? What gaming's supposed to feel like?
Yeah. Yeah, so you don't have to wait 5 minutes for it to load after you die.
Yep.
Some bullshit. It's infuriating.
Yes.
Like, the whole point of going from cartridge to disc was to reduce loading times.
Yep.
And then going to high definition or whatever. But now they've pulled the rug out from under with being a cinephile as well as a gamer. When you're streaming something, whether it be through Netflix, which also has games, if you didn't know, because whatever, they just apparently are investing in that, and they've done something with David Fincher on some new game thing.
7, the game.
That'd be great.
Is it a horror game?
I think so.
I saw a trailer for it.
Yeah. But when you stream, your quality is reduced massively. Versus a Blu-ray disc. Like half the time you even go to Walmart to buy stuff, like I said, they're still who is buying DVDs anymore? Like, you might as well be selling freaking cassettes. Like there are Blu-rays, but then there's still who is making DVDs still? Like, who's buying this?
If there's a niche movie, I will say, if there's a niche movie that I can't find anywhere else, and it's for some reason I'm at Vintage Stock or somewhere and they have it just on DVD, I'll pick up the DVD sometimes.
Yes, yeah. For example, my brain is saying Memento, but it's Kevin Smith.
Dogma.
Thank you. I don't know why. Anyways, Dogma. was in dispute for a rights issue because of Weinstein
Oh.
Heck yeah.
for years, and
Yep.
he could not distribute
Distribute it.
distribute it.
Distribute.
Distribute it. Thank you. Good brain, no worky today. So he just got the rights back, and that's why he's now he released it, and he's working on Dogma 2.
Kevin Smith got the rights back.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
I do have that DVD though. I do have
Yeah.
the Dogma DVD, but from
Yeah.
years ago. But,
Yep.
but
Yeah.
now they got it on Blu-ray, right?
Yep.
Nice.
And there's another one. What is the one with Luke Wilson? That's basically the future.
Idiocracy.
Idiocracy. Thank you. Yeah, it's
The
got
future you need today.
It's got electrolytes.
Yeah. That one apparently is only available on DVD. And it's rare. You can only find it.
And
like,
that is
over
definitely
streaming.
that is a movie that we need to show as many people as possible. By the way,
Thank
that needs
you.
that
Yes.
you know that's a shame that it's gone away for a time, and I hope more people see it if they haven't,
Yeah.
because it's important. Very important.
Yeah. Maya Rudolph is hilarious.
Yes.
She is. She is.
So
Yes.
yeah, I mean the quality is being drastically reduced, where it's taking us back to those things, and you can only find like a new release or some weird steelbook bullshit at the store, and it's ridiculous. And as a collector, I don't want to order something through the mail because I can't check the quality.
Right.
That it doesn't have a bent corner or a broken case or
just
whatever.
part of it got melted just
Yeah,
because of the heat.
or dent or whatever. Like I bought Immortals from the store, got home, and it didn't even have the fucking disc in it.
What?
What?
Yeah, and I contacted this was several years back, but I contacted the number on the thing, and they sent me a digital copy, or they sent me another copy of it. So
Good.
I have a digital copy and a real copy, but yeah, that was weird. Just a quirky, I don't know, it's a one-off, but yeah, when you're streaming your colors and everything, even if you're watching Netflix in 4K, like watch 5 minutes of that movie and then watch the same 5 minutes on a straight up Blu-ray, even a Blu-ray disc that's upscaled to 4K. Like it's still better quality.
Like if you're watching Kill Bill Volume 1 and like you're in the snow scene, any scene with snow, obviously it's just like, you want the disc, you want that on a good disc that's like, you want that to be crisp, and you're definitely not gonna get that with Netflix.
Yeah, and the colors are popping, and this may I know it's going along, but this might lead into another hot take, but some movies don't look better in 4K.
Ah.
Because it's too sharp.
Too sharp.
You know what I
Yep.
mean?
That is
It's too much detail, because back in the day when they were making those movies, they're like, nobody will see that. It'll spend, a month in theaters, and somebody might spot something or whatever, but when they're watching it on a TV screen, but now we see all the Easter eggs and all the errors and all that stuff.
True. And I've been collecting some Criterion disc, which, by the way, the Criterion summer sale is going on right now for like the next month or so.
Yeah, God bless Criterion.
Yes, and there you go. You can a lot of good discs there. And I've heard some people complaining about how they, I guess it's from watching a lot of Criterion discs. Some people have been complaining that there's like a greenish tint to like some movies.
I've heard that. Yeah.
And I guess I just haven't gotten enough of them to kind of really see that myself, and I can't do like the side to side comparison. But as of right now, mine have been the ones I've had. I've enjoyed the network 4K. Because the network wasn't on anything for the longest time, and I was like, I need to watch this movie. So I finally just got the Criterion disc, and I love the movie. It was a great movie. I want to watch it.
Those are hardcore cinephiles who are like editors and shit. Because I mean, I'm a graphic designer. You're an animator. Like color theory matters, but half the time, if you don't have a frame of reference, your eyes adjust and your brain fixes the color for you so it looks. I mean, if you want to get into the nitty gritty of like, this is not the way the director intended, I mean, yeah, there's a different shade or hue or whatever, but most of the time your TV isn't perfect either. So
Right.
What you know?
So what? Yes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
subscription killed the radio star.
Yeah, and yeah, that leads been kind of both because yeah, that's definitely a way I've been feeling this week, and how they've been talking about these new systems are not even going to have disk drives,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
and it's just
At
like
least Xbox gives you the option still, but
Yep.
I don't know. It's just a matter of time before they don't even release any physical media for games.
because my PS5 is my disc player, especially for downstairs, and I think really as of right now I only have a PS5 and a PS4, and those are my two DVD, Blu-ray, and for the PS5 it does 4K.
Yep.
Those are my because that was always the key selling point of those is it was also my DVD player. It's how it's been ever since PS2. Like
Yep.
it was my family's first DVD player, the PS2.
That's PS2.
And it's just
Yeah.
were you gonna throw that one away?
Yeah, when they were still debating if it was going to be the HD DVD or the Blu-ray.
Because I'm horrified by like how month to month. I mean, when you have like a set number of streaming services, and like I try to keep track with the Just Watch app. That's the one I use. Where anytime somebody suggests a movie, I put it on there, and it tells you what apps it's on.
Really?
Just Watch, yeah.
I was not aware of that app.
Yes, it's called. Oh well, it's. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I try to always sing its praises whenever I can. I'm sorry I haven't told it to you guys, but
I just Google it, but half the time it's wrong.
yeah,
sure is.
Sometimes the Just Watch app can be wrong too. I've caught it a few times, but it's more often than not they're pretty on the ball.
Mhm.
So they tell me like which, but it's crazy how these movies are jumping from streaming service to streaming service month to month to month to month.
Yeah.
To the point where it's almost like a monthly basis now. So you're just like,
Yeah.
I get to the end of the month and I start getting the kind of like almost like hives. And I think that was part of the reason why I was a little bit stressed out last week when we were watching. My wife just wanted to be like, oh, let's just keep watching House of the Dragon all the way through. And I kept looking and being like, yeah, but there's like 5 movies and they're about to go off. They're on the leaving this month list, and so that's my cinephile nature was definitely kind of like ruining my ability to enjoy House of the Dragon. I think partially because of that, but I was like, oh man. But
I get that. And it's funny to me, like, because there are certain things like House of the Dragon that you would think would always just be on HBO Go,
right.
which so far it has been, like these original productions.
The original
But
shows.
then you've got Disney with Marvel that's still passing around Spider-Man because
the
it's
PlayStations.
Sony, I guess. But yeah, it's like you're still seeing like Spider-Man or these other movies show up on Netflix, and it's like I thought the whole selling point of getting Disney Plus was to have access to
To
that.
have the whole Disney library, just how we thought that HBO was going to be the Warner Brothers library.
Freaking David Zaslav.
And that wasn't the case. And now Cartoon Network's been scattered to the wind,
Yeah.
mostly on Tubi right now. I
It
mean,
was for a minute
Which is
there.
another reason why physical media is king.
yeah.
Yep.
I honestly thought that it had gone away because that was like, there's something in my autism that it's a collector by nature, and there's something that I'm always collecting, and it's like whether I don't know, there's something. It was when I was a kid, it was CDs, and then CDs, and it was like, hey, ruin that for me, It went all streaming, and then the same thing happened with movies, But I feel like there's still a reasonable or good reason to buy physical media, but you can't freaking find it anymore. So yeah.
Luckily, like there are some good, companies out there that are trying to keep the disc culture alive, like Criterion, like Arrow. That's another one that's like doing a lot of the more like the cult movies. I feel like Arrow is a good distributor for that. And I feel like it's not about Shout. Shout, they do a lot of ones too, where it's like harder to find movies and TV shows.
Nice.
We've got the Max Headroom DVD box set collection that's from Shout.
Wow.
So, and this, and more of me. It's just it's that fear of. Because I fell off of, because once I got to this point where I was like, I've got the app that tells me what movies are on what. I was usually just trying to that's how I plan my weekends. I'm like, I'm going to watch this movie, and this movie tonight, and so on and so forth. And my wife can attest to that. But I get these weird fears every now and then too. That just like there's certain movies like Network, which wasn't on anything for a long time, and I just kind of got to that point where I was like, what if it's a movie that certain people don't want us to watch, and then they're gonna make it go away, and we're never gonna be able to see it again, like that type. That's when I get really, and then it's like, okay, I need a physical copy because not saying that everyone's trying to make Network disappear, but and it's just one example. There's a lot of movies that I think
I
some
wouldn't put it
people
past them.
some people at the top consider to be problematic.
Yeah, they don't like the shit stirrers.
Yeah, and
Don't
those are
rock
the
the
movies
boat.
that are the most important. So it's good if you like a movie, get a physical copy of it, and same goes for an album or a comic book. I would say because
Yeah.
who knows?
It has blown my mind just to see albums come back. That has blown my mind. Like I never thought.
Yeah.
Like I remember, like my dad has a huge album collection, which is mine, by the way, brothers and sisters. We've agreed upon that. That's
Oh, gotcha.
and his photography equipment.
Mhm.
But anyways, not to be burying my dad long before his
My inheritance.
yeah. But anyways, yeah, my dad is alive and well, thank God.
Good.
But yeah, I used to there's something about the crackle, and that's what Broken Pictures is about, is the imperfections that make things more human and make it lovable and make it's the imperfections that make it good.
Tactile,
Yeah, exactly. Like the crack in the Liberty Bell, it gives it character or whatever, that kind of thing. But anyway, yeah, and then when CDs came out, somebody's already celebrating. If you heard that.
Big boom there.
The CDs came out. I was huge on CDs because I was like, oh, they're so crisp, they're so clear. But now with pop music, it's too perfect. Like it's something in my brain does not like how crisp and how clean and how robotic it's like. It is. Like I want to go to a show and just hear some live music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was a big proponent of that. And I had a cousin who was getting back into albums in the early 90s. And I was like, what is wrong with you? And, this is so much better quality. And I scoffed at him, but he knew what was, he knew what was good.
Knew what was happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Head of the curve by 2 to 3 decades.
But when it comes to albums too, even I'm a big fan of King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, and
Watch your mouth.
they completely hopped off of Spotify altogether. Which I'm on Apple at this point anyway because I got an iPad, and so I was like, you know what, I'll just do Apple Music for a while, and they're on there. But I guess it was because
Spotify doesn't pay their artists.
Because Spotify is not paying their artists. So yeah, there's a lot of good artists that have not. They're like, we're not doing Spotify anymore. So for a while there, I was like, oh, I can't listen to them. But then I realized I could get Apple on my phone. So then I went out and got several of their albums on vinyl because we got the record player down there on top of the PS5, and we whip that thing out every now and then. It's fun. It's fun taking it out of the sleeve. It's fun setting it on the thing. I realize some people are like, that seems like such a chore, but I don't know. It's meditative.
You are so freaking lazy if you can't pull an album out of the sleeve.
Yeah.
But then you have to take the one that's on the machine and you got to put it back in a different one. You got to find it. Yeah. Oh man, there's got to be a better way.
You should just make a digital record player, just like your game consoles.
Yeah,
lazy asses.
Just put it all on the same computer, up in your little crow's nest.
Turn on your visualizer and just sit there and watch it.
Never talk to anyone ever again. Never have anyone over to enjoy the things you like.
Just get a PC. I'm kidding.
Society is going to different ways.
Boy, yeah, watching both.
I feel like it always has, but there's always, it just changes directions.
In the last couple of weeks, watching Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die, and then also watching Toy Story 5, 2 movies I think that are once again also very important, like Idiocracy. I think you should see both of those movies this year because they definitely are hitting the nail on the head for sure with where we're currently at. So yes, go see those.
Yeah, I can't speak for Toy Story 2 yet, or 5.
Toy Story 5. It's surprisingly, if anyone can make a good 5th movie, it's Pixar, and they, I quite like Toy Story 5.
I've heard that it's at least as good as the first one, if not better.
I still teared up quite a bit.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Because
it's super fun.
The first one shook the world and changed the industry.
Yeah.
Yep.
Blew my mind. It blew my 6-year-old, 7. I think it was 7. Blew my 7-year-old mind.
Get out of here with that shit. I was a grown man with Toy Story. Did you know that we almost didn't get Toy Story 2? It was accidentally deleted from everything. And there was an animator who had gone on vacation for like the weekend and had a copy on her own personal laptop that she was working on. And that's what we got
Ah.
because she had a copy. Somehow it got deleted, and they almost had to start from scratch.
Oof.
That's crazy,
Gives me the chills.
Would have
Yeah.
been so mad.
right?
Yeah.
I hope she got a promotion.
Yeah.
Me
yes.
too.
She should have got a cut of the percentage. Like, damn.
Yeah.
Anyways, I know we're running really long.
That's
Literally, old men shouting at cloud.
Ah,
The digital cloud.
Andrew.
Oh, so my hot take, which will
Yes.
lead us more into. I'm just saying, okay, look, and you guys have kind of heard me gripe this last week because I have binged from beginning to current. In the past week, I binged House of the Dragon, so a lot of the stuff that happened is fresh. I realized that you guys were watching it week to week, and you guys were watching it when it came out.
Mhm.
At the time when it was first coming out, I don't know. I was just the world was such a horrific place, and I just didn't need to be brought down anymore. And I was like, I was just like, you know what? I'm not gonna. So I put it off for a while, and yeah, it's still. And don't get me wrong, it is good, but man, that first season. I don't know, especially when you binge it all like in one week, and when it's kind of like the only thing I did because I kind of like went home and we'd make dinner and then we'd watch like 3 episodes and then we'd go to bed, and I was like, that's probably not the best way to watch the show.
No.
Should have taken the drip instead, like everybody else, and like the week to week.
Yeah.
But
need
you watch
time
it
to
in a row.
process.
You watch it in a row, and you're just like, I don't know. That first season, I was like, I am
Drains
so
the joy from your life.
I am so mad at all these characters. It's just like, and I see what they did. They laid a foundation of crap, so then they could let the flowers grow through the the fertilizer. I will say though, okay, like my hot take, at least for season 1, I feel like season 1 still probably could have been 8 episodes instead of 10. That's my hot take.
Was it 10 episodes?
It was 10 episodes the first season,
Huh.
8 episodes the second, and I was like, I don't know. I feel like the misery was drawn out just a little too much in that first season, at least. That'll be my gripe, is that I don't know. Maybe I could be wrong, but like it was just sort of like that was just a quit. I don't know.
I'm neutral because I don't remember the difference. I remember the first season in detail.
But
I'm gonna say neutral because I don't know.
This is not necessarily.
I'm thinking.
This is not necessarily just a Game of Thrones gripe, because once again, like I said, I'm a big movie fan, and I've been way more into movies, I will say, these days than series, and it's just the way that I look at series now, and I'm just sort of like, did that really need to be 10? When I see one that's like 8, especially with Night of Seven Kingdoms, where the episodes are 30 minutes long and there's only 6 of them, and I was just like, oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. It's the sitcom of Game of Thrones.
I don't know. I guess if I went back and watched these episodes later and I realized that, like, you had to lay that foundation of horrible in the first season to let, start letting the light shine through the cracks in, like, the later seasons, and there's, like, people that are,
Just wait.
Right. Oh no! Unless they're gonna once again bring it crashing down once again.
Daenerys, good God.
Damn.
Rhaenyra has Rhaenyra. Okay.
Rhaenyra.
See, I told you. Rhaenyra has ascended the throne, but book readers know.
Yeah.
That's and just generally Game of Thrones. If there's anything that good happens.
I've got to say that is my other gripe with Game of Thrones, is they do these moments where they just like they give you this glimpse of like something that could be good, or a character that's like, oh, okay, this character's interesting. They're about to do, and then they get stepped on or set on fire, or they get stabbed in the neck or the back, or in some horrible like embarrassing fashion. They love to do that type of thing. Like you're just sort of like, oh my goodness.
I know it veers on the edge of
sadistic
sadistic glorification, but I feel like there's still some moral lesson there,
an overarching kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly, showing like this is not good.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is horrible. These things they would not happen if there was no monarchy, or if they would have just trusted women to rule, but just the way things are is not good, and there's a better way.
Mm-hmm.
However, it does love to linger in those things, and Like, doesn't that shit smell good? No, it doesn't. Remember yourself.
They love having characters getting like crippled or deformed or, just succumbing to illness, just like in episode after episode, especially in that first season.
Yeah, or in this last episode, which was not in the book, having Allison attacked.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Yeah. No.
I mean, the guy got his comeuppance, but still, like,
yeah.
I mean, I understand that's the kind of thing that happens in that world to women, especially when they just try to do something good or
breathe
or be above just a baby maker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We kind of have that back and forth because there's these moments where my wife tries to be like, she tries to defend it and she says something like, well, that's what it was like. And I was like, that's what it was like back then? And I always pull that.
Well, yeah, because it's based on War of the Roses and
I think
medieval times.
I think Kanye famously got in trouble for that when he said he did that famous tweet where he was like, it's crazy how stuff was like that back then. And people were like, what do you mean? Were the dragons and the witches and the...
Yeah. I mean, people did believe in that shit back then.
I guess the people believed in it. Yeah, there are, you get the Arthurian. They even talked about, in the Bible even, they talked about, monsters, which we're not quite sure exactly when they said something was like a monster, it's like, what actually was it?
Yeah. I mean, in the book of Job, there's Leviathan.
The Leviathan and the Job.
It sounds like a brontosaurus, like,
But so many depictions of dragons.
A lot of dragons. All across.
Brachiosaurus. Brontosaurus is not real.
Oh, right.
Yeah, Brontosaurus isn't a real thing.
Okay.
They thought that it was, and it was like they were trying to like figure out how these pieces fit together, and they're like Brontosaurus, and then they figured out Brachiosaurus, and they're like, oh, okay, yeah, sorry about that one.
You're telling me that Fred Flintstone slid down a lie?
I mean,
oh man,
it's not real.
Oh man.
Dang.
But I saw the live action. It's real. First Flintstone movies. The first Flintstones movie does not get enough credit for how hot Halle Berry was.
Well, amen.
Yeah. House of the Dragon.
Sorry, getting off the Flintstones. We'll have a Flintstones episode later, I'm sure. But for tonight.
Yeah, and I of the things George R. Martin does.
We can talk about Game of Thrones for like 5 minutes.
Game of Thrones, here, dragons, done.
We're just gonna yell at the cloud and then dragons and Flintstones, dragons. Yeah.
I find this interesting though, you guys filling in the cracks because I haven't read any of the books, so I don't know it on that side. And I think my wife has read some, if not all of them, or at least she kind of knows more of the lore, probably through.
Rough.
Nobody's read all of them because he hasn't
finished
them.
True, there is that.
Well, I think homie has finished them. He's just like, I'm not gonna give it to you while I am living. Guns blazing.
I understand that.
Fair.
I understand that choice.
Guns blazing and flipping people off. But George R. R. Martin is, if nothing else, he takes from history a lot with this stuff,
does.
And then he just mixes in not weird. No, they're weird.
Yeah,
weird things, and then also fantasy elements that are the not lowest tier as in like bad, but like the lowest level of magic that you could possibly add into something. Which
makes it low fantasy, right?
Which makes it low fantasy.
Just sticking to like kind of like almost like old god type, sort of like druid type magic. Like
yes. And like even so the story that what you call it? God dang it! What is this show called? House of the Dragon. The story that House of the Dragon
about the Dance of the Dragons.
Yeah, about the Dance of the Dragons. That it like follows is actually the anarchy that happened in the 12th century. King Henry I. After he died, his son died in a shipwreck. Don't worry about that. That's before. Right. And so his daughter, Empress Matilda, she's gonna be my heir. But then her cousin Stephen Bolus, Sir Stephen of Bolus, took the throne. And if you see a painting of homie, you see a painting of old dude, you're just like, man, that hair would look real interesting, white. And so that war itself, those chain of events that happened took place. It was from 1135 to
How do
1153.
you remember this stuff, man?
It's just in there.
I want your supplements. Like
and
King of Lores.
And there was a lot of bad stuff that happened in between then. But the thing that I don't, Andrew, I mean, we said spoiler, and like, there's some parallels that are like here, and this is where it gets real parallelly. The Empress finally takes the throne. She becomes queen, quotations, we're putting quotations around it. But then he kidnaps her half brother and his people do. And so she releases him, then he takes the throne back, and then they continue fighting until eventually they end up having a treaty where like he stays king, but the next heir, regardless of his children, is going to be her son, and that's who gives us King Henry II.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and it's been a year since whenever the last season was that I read the book, but and so there are a lot of things that I remember.
There's a lot in there. It's thick.
Yeah, I remember Magar and Jaehaerys and a lot of that. But
yeah, I gotta say one of the things that I definitely loved about coming into the second season though was that moment that you see that I feel like has happened a lot in other like nerdy realms, but like you get that moment where it's not just the people on the top that can fly the dragons around. I mean, yeah, it's still like there's still like a blood thing, obviously, with the dragons,
the blood
but
magic.
you know, as start having the lowborn riders start popping up, and I like that because it's kind of like the moment, like in Star Wars, where they were just like, oh, there's more Jedi again, like just sort of like it just happened as the universe kind of reset itself, healed in a way, and then there's the moment in
watch Ulf.
Yeah, or in Deep Space Nine when they figured out when they figured out the trill, like you didn't have to be a special trill to get Deep Space Nine spoiler, sorry, but you didn't have to be a special trill to get the worm inside you that then like that has lived generations, and it's like an honor for their culture to have the worm inside of the the trill. They're an interesting species in the Star Trek universe.
I think I remember this because my dad has watched all this.
Hey, guys,
Deep Space Nine is so good. I
couldn't keep up with Deep Space Nine, but Next Generation,
some of the best episodes. Like, and I'm sure there's more that I haven't seen yet. But
that one, because
I'm only in season 5. But yeah, some like I've wept at so many episodes of Deep Space Nine. It's insane.
It's really good.
But all that say, yes, lowborn
riders, and a couple of them are Jaehaerys' bastards, and then
Ulf is Damon's half brother.
Ulf, okay, yes,
which is why he was like, Damon was like,
he's like, no,
bitch.
That last episode, where he slapped him, I was like, come on, man, can you quit just hitting every single person that walks up to you, like.
He can't. He's like, no, I know who you are.
I remember what happens with Ulf, but I don't quite remember Hugh Hammers, if he stays faithful or not.
Yes. Look, I don't want.
He's the man of the people.
Yep, and like there's, it kind of there's so much, because part of me like just wants to like just say the things, and the other part of me is like. No, because I don't want to make everyone just like sad because there's no true happiness.
Once again, Game of Thrones has the same problem that Warhammer seems to have, where it's just like, no, you got to get into it. It's like, but it seems depressing. It's like, it is depressing, but you have to keep doing it. And I was like, what? Are you sure? Do I need to?
Yeah, like you can look at it outside of looking at Game of Thrones. It's like, yeah, this is sad. Like there are very few redeeming things in this entire world, because the premise of this world is that there is something in the I forget where Valeria is. Is it in the Far East or Far West? It's in the Far East, I believe. Far East. There's something in the Far East that is just so dangerous and no one can go over there. And if you go over there,
the west of
West of
Westeros.
Westeros?
Yeah, I believe.
Yeah, you go over there, you're gonna get dragon scale and turn into literally a zombie. That's not a White
Which is where
Walker.
Arya went.
Which is where Arya went.
I'd love to get that series.
So you
If
end
you-
up looking like Ben Grimm, essentially.
Essentially, you go too far north, there's stuff out there we don't want to deal
You
with.
got the ice guys.
Ice guys and giants, apparently. You go south, everyone's going to poison you. Everyone, they just are. And if you stay,
if you cross the sea into Bravos, everybody's a pirate.
everyone's a pirate with not blue hair.
It's like the fantasy version
Or a
of
witch,
A Million Ways to Die in the
Or a
West.
witch, yeah. Or there's like so much stuff that is just like around. It's a dangerous world in and of itself. But also the story of Westeros is that man drove out all of this once. And that is why everything is just this. And also why Aegon the Conqueror was just able to take over because dragons showed up. He had dragons. They're like, what is that? We can't fight it.
Yeah.
And everyone bent the knee.
Yeah, and that's something he also took from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Because apparently we're in like 7th age or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Dragons are power. And, you got them.
Yeah. And I guess the saving grace is that there's the overarching evil that they had to do these lesser evils in order to keep the line going so that they could defeat the White Walkers eventually. And that's keeping that in mind when you watch them fight for the throne. That kind of makes it a little bit more entertaining, I guess. And
I guess that's why, because I'm coming in blind in that regard without that knowledge, and so I'm just sort of like, oh, sees every person's just an a-hole. Every single one of them. Like,
like the Song of Ice and Fire. The whole reason that it started is because Alicent misunderstood which Aegon he meant, because there's 5 Aegons.
Like, I didn't quite catch that either. So for most of the second season 2, every time she was being like, "I'm doing this because it's what he said," and I thought she was lying. So I was like, "She's a liar. She is an absolute." But okay, she misread. She misheard.
She was a mother, someone who wants the best for her children. Because at the same time, she's like, if she becomes queen, there's a high chance she just might say to all of us.
Yeah.
And so she wanted her kids to be safe, which every mother in Game of Thrones definitely always does.
Yeah, and they end up being pawns of the crown and usurpers, like her father.
Usurpers.
He finally got his.
And as I'm watching the show, I'm always gonna be on Rhaenyra's side. You're good.
Did you? So the Greens are the ones that held the throne before the Targaryens showed up. That's why he was trying to insert his family back onto the throne.
Like Otto and all that.
Yeah,
which is also why they got kicked out, and most of them don't live in King's Landing.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and why some of these you see in this show are not in Game of Thrones anymore.
Yep. I'm always gonna be on Rhaenyra's side because her father is like, hey, look, homie, this is what actually it means to wear this crown. You got to make sure stuff stays good enough for us to deal with whatever Aegon saw all those years ago, because it's scary. And we're gonna need dragons to do it. So try to keep making more of those.
Yeah,
because when it all came down to it, she was the plan. She was the main plan. So
and like you said, screw the kings and no kings and 1% all that shit.
Yes, yeah, but I'm bad about that sometimes. But
no, I mean, absolutely. The whole show is about how that is the wrong choice.
Right.
But when you look at going blank on Rhaenyra's father's name, Viserys. Yes, thank you. Trying to be a good man in an evil world.
Yeah.
Somehow Jaehaerys made it happen. His father, because he's the one that set up the treasury and paved the streets and made basically. Well, I'm trying to think. Is he the one that built King's Landing or not?
No,
it wasn't. He's the one that paved the streets in King's Landing.
He's the one that paved the streets. Yeah. The one before him built King's Landing.
Yeah. So he brought everything up in a greater way, and he's known as the best king. But his downfall was, not passing to his daughter. which at the time, like, I mean, it's a legit consideration that the world would not accept her,
Yeah.
and that it would be cursing her by giving her the throne.
Yeah.
But because of the world it is, it's kind of it's complicated.
Yeah.
It's hard to just say, oh well, he was just a fucking excuse me, just a stupid misogynist, and he didn't want a woman to rule. But in that world, would that have upended everything, and that would have, and that whole uh fight for the throne would have happened decades earlier.
Yeah. And so that also like bleed.
I mean,
like,
proof by
yeah.
seeing how Rhaenyra,
Rhaenyra,
yeah,
yeah. And one thing we don't get it too often,
Fix
but
the
the
screen.
times that we do get it in Game of Thrones is when you're like you deal with the common folk and like how they are relayed news and how like they receive things.
Mhm.
Sometimes homies just be kind of wiling with the information that they
Right.
have.
Yeah.
And so it could have been like very simple, like this is the first queen that they've ever had. All it takes is like a couple of rumors here and there for dissent to happen, and they'd be all like, "Nah, we don't like this woman. Anytime she appears, we're throwing stuff at her."
There's that,
Yeah.
that game I play when I watch old Seinfeld episodes, and you just like you see these situations, and you're sort of like you look at them and you're like, okay, well this could have totally been fixed with a phone call, with a cell phone call, but like they didn't have cell phones back in the '90s, so
Yeah.
there's the problem. And the same, and then that's just amplified when you go to a more primitive time.
Yep.
Yeah. And yeah, exactly. And also just the fact that conflict is king, where like a Lost, for example, none of that shit would have happened had so and so just went and talked to so and so and said, "Hey, what's your point of view?" or just communicated.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But they got to keep the story rolling, and they got to keep the conflict going, so they don't. And it's when I first kind of like was having that realization when I was getting into like more into writing and stuff, and I was like, why is that? When you're, I've lost my train of thought.
You're good.
But yeah, you've got to keep the story going. But I mean, you do see that happen a lot in real life too. Even though it seems like such a simple thing, it does happen in real life a lot. Because I
Yeah.
mean, just think about in your own circle or your own personal relationships, how a misunderstanding can be drastically blown up just because they weren't told the information at the right time.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. And then dragons exist, so that doesn't help anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I forgot what I was gonna say.
So yeah, that was
Yeah.
my huge gripe was with that first season was that I realized they had to lay that foundation, but boy, it was definitely.
It's grim.
It was
I
grim,
don't know.
rough.
Maybe if I had given it more of a weekend watch instead of like during the week, I don't know. You go to work, you start looking at the news, and you're just kind of like, oh, the people at the top. Oh man.
And it was rough because they changed actresses with the main characters.
Mhm. I mean, it was a little confusing, a little jarring, but
Yeah, because I was fully invested in Millie Alcock and I forget the other Allison's actress name.
Yeah.
Because they were so good in that
They're
role.
really good.
yeah.
And then there was the time skip,
But
and
like,
it was like, who are these
but
people?
there were so many people who didn't change
Yeah,
because they were like, I
exactly.
guess, of a certain age already.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Damon, who
Yeah.
was,
Like Damon.
And Kristen
trying to
Kristen
knock the
Cole and
boots.
and all
Yeah.
that.
Mhm.
Sir Christian Cole.
People who directly interacted with these characters, and then you have the time jump, and you're like, well, these guys don't even look like any older at all. It's just weird how they changed from this to this, and then but
Yeah.
everyone else is just exactly the same.
Yeah.
And then Viserys just became decrepit. Oh, that's what I was gonna say.
Well,
remember.
yeah,
Not
yeah.
Viserys becoming decrepit. When you were talking
He
about
aged, yeah.
Yeah. he aged.
Sorry,
You're good.
but yeah, that's true. But also, like, could you see Millie Alcock playing older, Rhaenyra's? I don't think so.
She
No.
she does have that younger look
Yeah.
that she probably will have. I mean,
She-
I suffered with that through my entire 20s. Everyone would say like, "Oh, you look like a teenager," especially when I
Same.
shaved. But
Same.
yeah, you just have that. Some people just have that like younger, and they skew younger for a long time
Yeah.
until one day, I'll probably look super old. I heard that I hear that happens sometimes, but
It's like on Star Wars where it's like 19 years in the desert.
Yeah. Yeah. In my Obi-Wan years.
Yeah, I don't think I feel like they would have been good, but it would have been also really weird because it just stuff would have just been so much extra, and they still would have looked like they were children.
I mean, she still had some scenes with Matt Smith where I was
Yeah.
kind of like,
Right, yeah. Maybe they should have done like on Dexter and just had the older actresses like wear a bushy wig or something. Yeah, I feel
Young
like they
Dexter.
could have chosen somebody that was like enough in the middle where they could age them down or age them up. And
Yeah.
I think that would have worked better because when you're seeing her interactions with Damon, when it's a different actress, it carries differently. It
Mhm.
comes across differently.
And I think it also a little bit. I am not in the director's mind or the showrunner or whoever does any of the decisions or stuff. I feel like them deciding to change really those two actresses also shows like the change in mindset that they had, because after they had that last scene where they were both like in the garden talking to each other,
Mhm.
because I think they aged after that, right? Not too long after
Believe
that.
so.
They both in that moment became like resolved in like their mindset of what they are going to
Mhm.
do.
Oh yeah, with the whole lying about Kristen Cole,
Yeah.
her being with her and her, that
Yeah.
whole thing.
Yeah.
And old Rhaenyra was definitely doing that for a hot minute.
Right. And then Alicent was like, yeah,
Yeah.
Kristen Cole made it around, man.
It's a,
Kristen
but he's
Cole.
also kind of a tool, you have to admit.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm ready for him to
Tool.
get his. Yeah,
Man.
yeah, because even when you inject somebody like Alicent's brother, who is an honorable knight who's just trying to do his due diligence and stuff, and has to engage and deal with somebody like Kristen Cole, that's like nothing matters anymore. You know what I mean?
And it's like,
And
wow.
he's still choosing that, even though at a time he believed the same thing.
Yeah. Yep. He did.
But I mean, he did choose to sully the white cape there.
His white cape.
Yep. Man. What was I about to say? Okay, so the thing. Jaehaerys probably thought, I don't know if he ever let her sit on it. Do you all know?
Can you rephrase that?
Yeah, sorry. The throne. The throne.
I mean, it
The
is a
throne.
Targaryen.
It is a
I don't think they
Targaryen.
ever went that direction. It was always this direction.
It was always side to side. It was never, up and down.
Except like uncle to niece.
Yeah.
That's diagonal. So
Yeah,
now you know.
never this way or this. Always this way or this way.
Holy. Dude, all right. What was I about to say? I don't remember. Jaehaerys letting his daughter sit on the throne. Do you all know about the throne thing?
The throne thing.
I
think we were talking about it a little bit before, but go ahead and regale us.
So there is this whole thing that in the books, the Iron Throne, all the swords are sharp. They are sharp all the time, never dulled.
Okay.
Not until we get to Robert Baratheon do we start getting dulled, because homie cut himself, and so he's like, dull all these. So the Targaryens
and all those that are around it got taken down as well.
Yes.
Especially the ones on the armrest, which seem to be the most problematic spots.
Right.
So there's this superstition that whomever sits on the Iron Throne, if the throne cuts you, you are considered to be unworthy to sit on that throne. And Viserys, when like in the very beginning of season 1, it sat there, cut his hand, cut his little finger, and then that turned into a whole disease.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're talking about these swords still have like the diseases of the people they've cut like on them, and like that is disgusting.
Yeah.
Like I said, they need to rope off that chair and just have people come in. You can come in and look at it like in the museum or something, and then have the royalty sit on normal chairs.
Maybe the Dragonfire killed the bacteria from the war, but I mean they still have
apparently
not been cleaned with proper disinfectant.
Yeah, I did not know this at all. This is crazy to me.
Yes,
some crazy lore there.
There was another line for it. Aegon kept the swords as sharp as they did because he said, whoever sits on this throne should never feel comfortable. It should be uneasy wielding this much power.
Once again, that should be like, oh, that'd make a great, art exhibit, but like I won't actually sit on that thing. So
Yeah.
it's like, oh, that's deep. I get that. Yeah, but yeah, I'm not sitting on that.
Yeah,
But
because
yeah.
apparently Aegon only did it because of the threat of White Walkers, because
Yeah.
he didn't know when it was going to happen.
He thought it was going to be in his
Him
lifetime.
and his sister wives.
Him and his sister wives.
Be prepared. Like,
Yep. And also, real quick, the dragons. Shoot, I forgot the name of the big dragon. Vagar?
Yeah,
Yeah, there we
Vagar.
go. Vagar, I forget the other sister's dragon, and Balerion. That dragon that's still left alive was the smallest of the three. Balerion, he blacked out the skies, and
you can tell he's been in a lot of battles.
yes, and oddly enough, God dang it, everyone has too many names that sound the same but different first letter.
Hugh Hammer's dragon, the bronze, I forget the dragon's name, but it's the bronze.
Sunfire? Not Sunfire.
No, Sunfire was Aegon's, the king. That king.
Yes,
I remember Sheep
anyway.
Stealer because that was the most recent one.
Sheep
Mr.
Stealer.
Underbite.
Yes.
But yeah, Hugh Hammer's the bronze something is the second biggest.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. Shoot.
I got those vibes with the Sheep Stealer thing.
Uh-huh.
When that whole scene happened, I thought about Ash and his Charizard from Pokemon days. It's the same situation, just wouldn't pay attention to me, Charizard. Come on.
It's like, no.
Charizard's like, no,
I'm not doing it.
I'm going to sleep.
That girl gonna be in trouble.
Viserys was the last rider of Balerion. Yes, and then his last I think there's a little novelette about his last ride, and then the dragon going to die, and then taking its head and skull and all that.
Yeah, because in Game of Thrones we see the skull in the in the black dungeons.
Yeah,
where Ned is, I believe.
Yeah, but yeah, dragons in Game of Thrones they're kind of crazy, and from the point where we know that they get to in Game of Thrones, like the original show, of the basically not existing, and seeing how they are now, it's like not a lot of time has passed since between then and there, but enough to like basically cause a species to go extinct, and it's insane. Yeah,
I mean, and it's all of that has happened because of what is happening in House of the Dragon right now.
The Dance of the Dragon set off so many events.
It's because there's only so many sheep to go around.
You
start getting the sheep economics kind of. And that's the stuff that I find interesting. Yeah, once they finally, because that was the thing I hate about the first season, because when they focused on the royalty, there were just so many. Feels like there were so many of those throwaway jokes where they'd be like, "Oops, trampled another peasant. I don't care." Just like those moments, or where people were just landing their dragons on top of people. It's like, stop doing that. It's like these are human beings. They followed you into battle, jerk. Like
when you mentioned Rhaenyra,
yes,
when she showed her displeasure with them crowning Aegon and came into the key.
None of these people's fault.
Yeah, just
leave them out of it.
Wiped out hundreds of people just to sit there and leave again.
They didn't dwell on that scene, but I could have sworn I saw lots of people who were like laying down like behind her when they were like she just plowed right through all those people. What are you doing?
Were they peasants or nobles?
Because
if they were there, they could have been nobles.
It seemed like a lot of the crowd was just like the people of the city. So I don't know.
Which is fair.
Maybe because I feel like I could be wrong, but I feel like in the back of my head that was one of the things to keep them away, was to surround him with common folk.
Yeah, but she's like, oh, well, I'm just gonna. Which it was my same gripe with Daenerys, in the original show, when she just starts torching the whole state. It's like, just kill Cersei. You're mad at her. Quit burning all her people. Yeah. It's not their fault.
The coin, man.
Yeah,
had she just like chomped Aegon, it would have been done.
She would have chomped Aegon or just set fire to that whole stage. None of this would happen.
Yeah.
But she, for whatever reason, made the decision that this isn't my fight to fight, but know that there's a fight coming, and then leave.
Yeah, and I think part of her has reasoned why her father did what he did, and has kind of accepted that as like, well, as much as I want to do the right thing for Rhaenyra and for women because I was wronged. Is this actually going to change anything in the long run?
Right.
Um,
Or we're just gonna have,
Yeah.
4 years of like, oh, we're progressive, and then 4 more years of the worst ever. I'm not referencing
Yeah.
anything else, but
Yeah, you mean 8 years?
8 years, right? Yeah. When it's all said and done.
Yeah.
Once again,
Yeah.
just hypotheticals as well.
so, yeah.
Yeah.
But, yep,
Yeah.
Rhaenyra chopped old homie in the back
pendulum
and chipped off
swings.
the egg. It does. It does.
And I will say a bright spot, which I talked about a little bit before the show as well, because I just also started Night of the Seven Kingdoms. So I've watched the first 2 episodes of that, and it's just like the second you see this guy, and you're just like, oh my gosh, it's like a good person. Like it's like the oasis in the desert,
Yeah. Who actually doesn't get destroyed or trampled or whatever.
like immediately. It's just like,
Yeah.
oh, a good guy, and he's being a good, basically, I don't know. I'm hoping this
Yeah,
relationship will
or-
first. He seems like he's being a good big brother to
yeah,
this.
he
this
doesn't
kid.
get his throat slit in his sleep or
Oh.
whatever.
Well, so
There's a whole
Huh?
Duncan Egg, the novelettes
Mhm.
that those are based on. There's a like Egg does.
there's a lot of things.
Yeah, it goes a whole
Um,
different direction. They can. I want to say the showrunner hopes that they go like 7, 8 seasons
That's
Ooh.
good. Huh.
because there's a lot of lore
There's
there.
a lot. There's so
and,
much.
Yeah.
It was like it was the 1-2 combo of like, oh my, it's like a wholesome story with a good guy, but also there were only 6 episodes and they were 30 minutes each. It was also like, yay!
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I don't know, I'm all about like the brevity these days. It's like, hey, if you can get your point across in a shorter amount of time, then be my guest, because then that gives me more time to watch other things as well. So,
In the
I'm of the school like I want the filler episodes and just the day in the life bullshit
Yeah.
episodes.
those are gonna be fun.
For me, that kind of fills in some of the character of like rounds them out. Because
more time for development, I guess.
yeah. That's just me. Like because the opposite is where you get the Michael Bay approach, where you just got things happening and people are there.
People throw out like,
and there's no character arc or development.
It's just all
you get to know a person through like 5 quips, and that's about it.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's so many people to get to know in this.
While
In
they're
the
running from things
original-
blowing up.
Game of Thrones, there's a scene, I think it is her name Tilda Swinton? Who's
the
Brienne of Tarth?
No, not Tilda Swinton.
Not Tilda Swinton. All right, that's what I thought.
No, I know who.
Gwendolyn Christie.
Yes,
There we go.
thank you.
There we go. Gwendolyn Christie's character. Yes. She was going through the former captains of the Kingsguard, and she was reading off names, and Sir Duncan the Tall was one of the names.
Yeah,
So-
and he got a bunch of pages.
He had a lot of pages.
Yeah.
Homie does a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, keep in mind that Aegon, another Aegon,
Yes.
is still a child, but he is also still a Targaryen.
He is a Targaryen.
Oh, okay.
And he is actually one of you watch the show. You both watch the show, so you know at this point we have like some dark-haired Targaryens for real.
Right.
His hair is actually white, so that's why he shaved it, and he
Okay.
just has that
Yeah.
egg-shaped head.
Yeah.
An egg, because dragon eggs. I don't know. Eggs, dragon eggs, but he looks like an egg.
Um,
Really.
Eggy.
Yeah.
Well, very interesting.
Yeah, I love that Duncan. I don't know what it is about him. Maybe his sheer size or something, or his just his the way the effect he has on people because he's not that bright. That he's unassumable,
He's
even
also
though
just-
he's giant.
He's just polite. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's nice to people, and he's
But
trying to
nobody-
be respectful. And
But I mean, dude sleeps under a tree and nobody slit his throat.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, there's like that,
and he
that's
is
just-
he has stood up to some very powerful people.
He
in
sure has.
just in season 1.
well, it's kind of the give and take, because it's like you see like a lot of people are probably like, oh, I don't want to mess with that guy, but then there's the whole thing, and I think they touched on it in that first episode when he's talking to the guy at the party,
Mm.
and he's talking about how and it reminded me of Chief, the character in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, when he has that moment with Jack Nicholson talking about like when you're a big guy, like everybody wants a piece of you, like all the time. Like it's just like, and that's what drove him crazy, like in that movie. And and it's like I think it's gonna be probably the same problem for him too. It's just like when you're that tall, it's hard not to like
Yeah.
That's why he slouches and
Yeah. And then there's a where I work, a big guy just started like sometime last week. He just started, but we were talking about how he used to be in football and stuff, and then he got injured, and he ended up eating his feelings, and he got big, and now he's losing weight again. But dude is like, I mean, he's tall, and he was talking about how he's finally at the point in his life where he doesn't feel like he has to he's not taking
Has to shrink himself.
exactly, yeah, because when you're that big, you feel like you're taking up too much space.
Yeah.
So yeah, and you can definitely see that with Dunk.
And he's banged his head on a few doorways.
Right, yeah.
I see stuff like that.
Yeah,
So.
and you don't want to be big and scary, you know, and you want people to talk to you, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm greatly enjoying that side of this, this universe, which is so dark and sad and scary and trying to kill you.
Yep.
Yeah, I love the disrespect of, like when you're saying in episode 1 where they started the theme music, and then you get him just taking a shit off the back of the tree.
I laughed so hard at that, just like crazy. I was just like,
Yeah, not just shit, diarrhea, just.
That's what
I think
normal
bare
shit.
ass.
I think the jokes, especially in that format, when you're doing like a 30-minute thing, I think it allows for like quicker, like more rapid fire humor bits, and that's what's fun about that show as well.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, great show.
Yeah, House of the Dragon's about to just continue on. Things are about to get real.
Yeah, she's taking the throne, so you'd think, oh, this is it. But this is episode 2 of season 3, and they're probably going to go one more season. So yeah, some shit's about to happen.
All right.
And
there is. I will let you know one thing, Andrew. You probably already know. There is one thing. It's probably going to be next season if they go one more. That I am looking forward to, because they have to make it the most intense, spectacular thing that we've ever seen, is Daemon versus Aemon.
Daemon versus Aemon.
Yeah, because in this last episode, it seems like Aemon has bid it, but no. The witch ain't gonna let that happen, because Daemon pissed her off. That's what Daemon does.
Yes. So
because the whole family was kind of like her meal ticket, essentially. Is that kind of what I'm grasping from her? Because she lived there with them.
Yeah.
So
and she asked for Harrenhal, and Daemon was basically like, "Who are you?"
It's like, no.
And even though she turned the battle in their favor and did a huge favor for them, Daemon was like, "I deserve this. It was all me."
Yep. Daemon's gonna keep being Daemon.
Yeah, Daemon's gonna Daemon.
He is. And so the place, their fights, just the way that it sounds is really cool, because they fight over what is this body of water known as the God's Eye, and I am just really ready for whatever's gonna happen there.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's like the last remnant of magic in that world.
Yep.
Because that's like the green men with the antlers.
Yes. Right, for some Twin Peaks style stuff,
and some of the lore on Harrenhal is the reason that it's burnt and it's cursed, because literally like they laid the last brick and then it got wiped out, is because they destroyed a grove of the red trees.
Yep. With the faces.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You don't do that.
Keep continuing that that Tolkien-esque sort of like, oh, this is what happens when you kill nature, that type of thing.
Yeah, and
which I like. That's what I always love about fantasy. I think it's always a good theme.
Nature itself is a theme.
Yeah.
The old gods are not having it.
Yeah.
No.
But the Isle in the God's Eye is full of those trees.
Yeah. That's a weird thing. I'll wait.
Yeah, and Brendan Rivers is the three-eyed raven at this point too.
Yep. There's not a hard chance that Daemon is one of the White Walker generals, is there? There's not, right?
So there's a theory that he is Cold Hands.
Okay.
But in Game of Thrones they made that the brother of Ned.
Yeah, the brother of Ned.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. There's some things. I have thoughts. I'll leave them in my head for right now until we see some stuff.
There's a lot in the books that the show just does not touch on,
Yeah. Shoot.
which is crazy because a lot of those like Z plot way over there, George R. R. Martin in some masterful way will make that vital to
Yep.
the A plot, and the people making the show are like, it's a Z plot, and then they get to this point and they're like, oh shit,
We forgot. Like, God dang it. It's not Lady Nightheart. When Catelyn got her throat slit, she came back to life.
Oh yeah, lady, you were close. Stoneheart.
Stoneheart.
Yeah.
Yes. Do you know what Lady Stoneheart is?
Lady Stoneheart. Was she in the
I
original
was-
show, or was it?
She was not in the show at all,
Not in
which
the show.
was like
Yeah.
was the
They
craziest thing.
hinted that it might, but
But yeah, it didn't. So after Catelyn Stark got her throat slit and her body tossed into the river, she ends up coming back to life, and she cannot talk because that's how deep that cut was.
Gotcha.
Homie's just wearing something around there so you don't see it. And her only deal was to kill Lannisters.
Mhm.
And
Yeah, basically the Red Wedding, that was her, not
Yeah.
Arya.
Okay.
yep. So which was fine, which would have been like a crazy reveal if they did that.
Yeah,
That like this whole time she was just in the background fighting these
yeah,
other
just
skirmishes.
killing everybody who killed her family.
Yep.
There's thanks because I did like the what was it red? Oh, not the Red Wedding. Never mind. I'm thinking about a different thing. Never mind. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she was originally a Tully, like with the fish.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right. I don't know. Is there anything else?
Yeah, and she was cousin to, the shoot with the moon door, the Airy,
Oh, shoot.
which is why she took
Yeah.
her kid there.
But I think in the show they made her sister. Yeah, because like push him out the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe wait, I'm thinking about Rhaenyra, or Rhaenyra. That's why she took her children to the Airy,
Oh,
is because her cousin
is
had married into.
married into that side
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
family. Yeah, because Targaryens love to do nothing else but make sure that they kind of spread it out to where like
Yeah, that's how they keep them loyal. Is
Yep.
like we're related now.
you want some of the blood of the dragon. All right, second, third, fourth son, go at it.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, because Baratheons have lineage back to Targaryens. Basically, every house
Mhm.
except the Starks until Jon Snow had lineage back to Targaryens.
Yeah, and speaking of the winter
The
winter wolves,
Yes.
those are badass.
They
So
were.
so like when winter is coming, right? It only happens every so often, and it's inconsistent when the seasons change. It can go years without a
Being
winter,
winter,
or
yeah.
or summer coming back. And there's always, when winter hits, there's always a fever that breaks out. It's just a matter of time before people start dying of the flu, and it usually wipes out a big ton of the
Population,
lineage. And,
yeah.
So the winter wolves are older men who have seen battle, who basically just go out past the wall to die, so that their families can have more food, because food is scarce during that
Yep.
time.
Gotcha.
But now they're like, oh yeah, we get to go fight again.
We'll go
Hell yeah.
fight. Yes, buddy. All
Just
right.
need a knife made of that special White Walker killing
Yeah,
material.
Dragonstone.
Dragonstone, yeah.
Dragonstone. Yep.
Give me one of those and I'll be fine.
Yeah, and don't forget that there's a Green Army with Alicent's youngest son on its way still,
Yep.
led by one of the guys from House of Guinness, by the way.
Have some gigs. I haven't watched that show yet.
It starts out kind of, but it gets better.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
But
Oh,
yeah,
wait, no, I did-
he's a great character.
No, I did see him when he popped up because I did watch. He was in this movie, Mr. Jones, where it was about he was the guy who went to Ukraine during the Stalin era when he was like doing the famine, all that. and he went and he saw what was happening because Stalin was being like, "Oh no, Ukraine's fine, it's totally fine. So don't go there. Don't look at the people. Don't go there. Don't see what they're doing. But they're fine. They're completely fine."
That's
But
fascist.
they weren't, and they ended up killing him for telling the truth. But yeah, he played that part in that movie. It was good. He's a good actor. I like him.
Interesting. Yeah. He didn't give this man a shower and smells his perfume. So yeah, there's still a lot of pieces in motion and in play. Even though Rhaenyra has set the throne, but and that scene was a great scene, and the way they played it with showing her footsteps in blood and the reflection in blood of her sitting in the throne, and the way she approached it and slowly, like it was difficult to get there.
Yeah.
I made a comment when that happened too, and I was like, what is this, a throne room or a garage? Because there's auto parts everywhere.
Ah,
R.I.P. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Damon had okay. So a thing that got laid down. Bad choice of words again. In season 1 involving Damon and Rhaenyra, is that like how deep the hooks are in him when it's just those two. Now, Rhaenyra has developed other relationships that has allowed her, like we've seen when Damon's like, well, you just need to do this. She's like, hold up, homie, I will backhand you.
Yeah.
But in that moment in the throne room, he's just like, hey, look, they're gonna want blood, dog. So you need to do the thing.
Yeah.
And she's like,
he's come a long way just in his little visit to Harrenhal.
Yeah. So had to scare him straight a bit.
Yep. So that was just an interesting thing.
Yeah, I mean, and she told him, "You will die here." So, waiting for that. That I love the visions, how we see them come about with like Helena, where she just rattles off some crazy nonsense, and later on it's like yeah, it'll cost him an eye, or the rats, or whatever, you know what I mean. And later on it's like, oh shit.
Yep.
Yeah. Everybody's trying to pick apart her notebook with like the caterpillar. It's out of season. But yeah.
So Damon's got a countdown clock essentially, and he knows it.
He had the vision of him as Aegon, or not Aegon. Is it Aegon?
Daenerys.
Aemon.
Aemon. Oh yeah.
So he knows that's where his future lies.
Yeah. He just doesn't know the outcome.
Like Captain Pike in Strange New Worlds.
Yep. Yeah.
To do another Star Trek reference.
Star Trek reference.
It's funny how Star Trek and fantasy genre stuff can kind of mix, because you see like the Vulcans as like elves, and you see
because they are
the Klingons as orcs.
Exactly. I mean, sci-fi and fantasy are cousins because all you're really doing is just changing the environment.
There you go.
Yep. Just throw them in space.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you want to create a badass one or the other, just take something as existing and flip it.
Yep. That will actually do the trick.
And interesting enough, I have recently, this last week, I picked up the first book in the Dungeon Crawler Carl series. So
which is getting a show.
Which is getting a show from Seth MacFarlane,
Seth
right?
MacFarlane.
On Peacock.
Have you all watched season 2 of Ted?
No,
I need to get
watch season 1 either.
I watched only the first few episodes of season 1. It was funny.
The first movie that was, which was great. I thought they were going to ruin it, so I didn't watch anymore.
The episodes of Ted I've seen are great.
They're good. I've rewatched the first season twice. And,
nice. Okay. And
I've rewatched both twice. There's an episode in season 2. If you don't watch anything else, start free trial. Just watch this episode and cancel it.
No, I have it.
Okay.
I can't not have it.
We got Peacock.
Okay. Go. There's an episode.
Speaking
season
of Ted,
2.
Ted Lasso's coming back on.
Ted Lasso's coming back later this month, I think. Yeah.
It's a good time for Ted's.
I can't remember what episode it is, but it is a Dungeons and Dragons episode that they end up doing, and Brandon Mulligan is the. I won't spell, but he's the DM for them in that particular episode.
Okay.
And who's Brandon Mulligan?
Dang it, what is that name show? He ends up being, I think he's the current DM on Critical Role.
Okay.
As well, he has his own show that he does, but also like in the Dungeons and Dragons community, he's one of the folks that kind of like just really advocates for the game, talks about the game.
Or is he
And
the Dimension 20 guy? Is he the-
Dimension 20, thank
Dimension
you.
20,
I could not
okay.
think of Dimension 20.
I like Deborah Ann
Yeah,
Woll.
I know.
Yes.
I got his face in my head.
Yes,
Okay.
he usually does Dimension 20, but for the, I think this past season of Critical Role, he was the DM,
Okay.
and Matt is just a player this time around.
Well, yeah, I got to check out this 10 episode.
Yeah, it's really good. I watched that episode multiple times because it was just great, and I was like, I want them to do this. Just do this, please. And now he's gonna do Dungeon Crawler Carl.
But yeah, Dungeon Crawler Carl definitely has this mix of, because you got aliens, but then you've also got dungeon crawling with like traditional dungeon elements. So it's just like crazy mashup. It definitely, I've only read the first few chapters, but yeah, it's definitely got like a Ready Player One type vibe where, you know, they're referencing a lot of stuff. Like he's already referenced Ninja Turtles, The Matrix, and
wow.
PlayStation, like in the first few chapters. So
Interesting.
Don't listen to the audiobook. I hear it gets weird.
you don't like the audio? Okay, well.
No, I didn't say I don't like
Or you don't
the
like, you're
audiobook.
right, you just heard.
Yeah, I
Well,
heard.
I picked up a physical book,
Interesting.
so.
Yep.
What?
Yeah.
Physical media?
I needed some summer trash, you know, as they say. You know, it's like in the summer you want to read, you know, from that show Black Books. Because it's like you don't want heavy literature in the summer. You're like going on vacation, you want trash, and I'm not gonna call it trash, but it definitely is. It's pulpy. It's pulpy.
Yeah.
It's good.
I love pulpy stuff.
It's candy. It's like especially the heavier books I've read lately. It's definitely
Cowboys and
lightweight.
Aliens.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed that movie.
I love
Those are
Cowboys
good
and
Even though it was
movies. I like
weird,
it.
Fun
like,
time.
I like.
good
It's
popcorn.
like give
summer
me
movie.
something new, you know,
Yeah.
that is not like, yeah.
Don't
Even though
give,
it was a huge flop or whatever, but
don't
it's
give me
like,
Star
I wanna
Wars
see something
Episode
new.
10. Give me that.
I think I saw that one twice in the theater. To be honest, I went with two different people because I was just like, I don't know, it was fun.
Yeah, I was like, Daniel. Was he
Daniel.
James Bond at the time?
Yeah, he
Daniel
was just
Craig
James
and Harrison
Bond's
Ford.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like,
And Sam Rockwell
Give me
and
more.
Clancy Brown.
Yep.
yeah,
great cast.
Yeah,
They did really good stuff. I like that movie a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yep. That's
So
all I'll say.
I will
Yeah.
continue on in the Dungeon Crawler Carl universe as well. Because,
Yeah.
yeah,
Keep
it's-
us
Y'all watch
updated.
Ted tonight. You'll have fun.
I'll watch Ted as well. And looking forward to this new show.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, you guys have anything else?
No.
Sounds so
I think
disappointed.
I'm
Yeah, we went a little bit longer. I mean, but we didn't have an episode last week, so yeah. And
So,
as you
yeah.
can tell, my energy drink is just now kicking in. So
great time to go to bed.
right, yeah. And I
Yep.
gotta pee like a racehorse. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for joining us. We hope that you'll join us live on YouTube Thursdays, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Getting better at it. And, please like, subscribe, hit the little bell icon so that you know when we drop new videos and when we go live. My name is Dylan.
I'm Andrew.
Waka waka chicka. I'm Quinn.
Yeah, that. Yeah.
Enough said.
Thanks. Peace.
Bye.